couple weeks, tiebreakers. We've seen those happen in many regions. So if they're going to be pulling it out here, you need to get a win, though, because 2 losses might just be too much. And Hi Shaggy gives his regards to, to Arkosh, so the banter has begun, so to say.
He has, of course, a history as an Arkosh player. Doesn't look to be happy to not be on the team anymore.
I guess he's going to be happy if he can beat them to a pulp.
Absolutely. He's got a good setup for that. You were talking about the vision opportunities that the Mystery Machine has in the draft, and now with his Night Stalker added on the last pick, they are going to have so much information. Like, if you call these team fights right, if you need to not cluster up, right? We've seen the Sand King wreak absolute havoc even when you're ahead versus this guy. Doesn't matter. Getting hit with an epicenter can still be devastating, and then with the Pango on top of that, yeah, you're going to be in trouble. But if they can maneuver around that, which they have the information for, then the Mystery Machine are looking at a very good game, because I'm not trusting in his Bristleback right now.
Well, let's see if the Forsaken Oracle is going to be first blood, maybe even, because he's taking a lot of damage. And with the enchant, that's going to be Hi Shaggy. Draw first blood for the Mystery Machine. While they are chasing Jubei, the River Monkey, and Crow. Getting some damage out on that. Looks to be a kill. Fairy Fire burn. Stick charges ain't going to be enough to save him. So it is going to be a 1-for-1 kill each. And in a tie score scenario, neither of the mid players getting to block their caps either. So starting in an even situation as Pale Horse is being chased by Tib and Mali Burgos. He's going to be far enough after that one.
Monkey very happy to get that kill there. Means that he's not actually that far behind on the bottle versus the Queen of Pain, and he is going to need the regen, because this is a Shadow Strike lane par excellence for the quad melee matchup.
And the early sentry as well down in the river right away, so Monkey not having his own, he's not going to be able to use Sandstorm to dodge the Shadow Strike, but that's something that you're already expecting. He's not going to be able to dodge too much out of this one. Shaggy's definitely enjoying and relishing the advantage of being a ranged hero versus melee at the early start.
Absolutely. Like, maybe if Monkey could get a better start, he could bully more. Quap's not really that tanky either, but in this case, needs to play conservatively.
Nice support chase there. Forsaken Oracle forces the Enchantress out of the lane. They get themselves a bit of a free moment, at least, with the Pale Horse. Lane is pushing, though. Tib is getting a very good position for himself to get that early level 2, and the Enchantress is now making his way back up with the Wildwing Ripper. Hurricane brought up, so you can go for that little quick whirlwind of air, a bit of gush of air to push them wherever they want. Maybe under the tower even. That would be quite wild to actually see that happen.
I don't think it pushes quite far enough, though. The wave's not that far up.
You can make some pretty cool plays with
got him. He got him.
Yeah. Like you can make some pretty cool plays with that. For example, you have something like a Pudge in your team or something like that. For force movement as Gremlo and Jubei both low on HP, but Gremlo's the one to fall first. Jubei wins the support fight.
I mean, he is a Bane. Like, in general, that is a lost cause.
That's all you need to know. He's a Bane.
Even if you have as much burst damage to your at your disposal as a Kotal does.
Monkey in trouble in mid, and Shaggy chasing him down, and he does get those bottle charges to live, and it's not going to be enough for a kill. Very close call, though.
Yeah, but what kind of life is this?
If those right clicks landed at a bit of a different time, that would have caused the poison tick to break the bottle charge earlier on, and that might have actually been a kill. You're right, it's really not a Sand King's life to be in there right now. He's not enjoying his time. Forced to go all the way to the jungle. Enchantress is here.
And this is what I was talking about in draft when I said, like, I expect Monkey to be mid, I just don't expect it to work out for him. This is exactly it. Like, you don't want to believe that they're going to go into an obviously... I don't want to say an obviously lost lane. Let's put it as a lane that you really got to outplay really hard in order to go even. And he's just not done that. That's not surprising, but now he's in a very awkward position. Like, look at, he's got 6 CS. Gremlo is more.
Radiant structures
Even Mali Burgos is getting closer as well. He's got 5 on the Enchantress too. It's not... I mean, I guess the thought process... Oh wait, bottom lane. Double King. Ooh, he gets killed right in front of his own tower. Very good Swashbuckle also blocks the movement, so Crow's able to get this one. Jubei, maybe a second kill. Shield crash with the Illuminate, not going to be enough. 70 HP remaining. And Jubei, that creep wave is also going to die in a short moment, but... oh,
he's blocked in.
He's very stuck. I'm guessing, okay, they're going to call it Discord issues. I was thinking this is going to be a BM pause, but we've got 2 quite close scuffles. We've got another going on in the river. And, of course, the fight under the tower with Jubei and...
I wonder if High Shaggy even wants to kill him. Like, that's a free trip back to base at this point, man. I think for both the previous times where Monkey went in, High Shaggy hasn't seemed too interested in killing him off. Like, he could have invested for that, lost creeps for it, lost HP for it, and instead he just knows that whenever Monkey approaches the lane, he just bullies him out again. And then Monkey has to choose, like, do I go back? Do I hang around here and do nothing? What's my game here?
Well, at least he can walk out of this one. Oh, Quop's basically used all of her spells right now. Sand King should be okay, considering that he's also got the Water Rune already picked up. And he has had these close quarters. But yeah, you need to start getting some farm on the Sand King. What I wanted to go on a rant about was the importance of the lanes, basically. So are they sacrificing intentionally the Sand King in the mid lane? They could have put Pugna in mid. They could have put Coddle in mid. They could have put Pango in mid. As the game is going to continue, so might as well look at what happens as Monkey walks away, but bot lane, Jubei does get killed by Gremlo. So, is this an intentional setup by Arkosh to sack Sand King's lane to maybe get a better lane out of the Bristleback? Or some of their other heroes? Well, I guess time will tell.
Time will tell indeed. I do think that you can swap things around. The Pango would get a little bit more out of mid. Not to say that the Sand King would have had the same effect on bottom, like he could, but not necessarily. Kunkka actually pretty tough matchup to deal with regardless, even if you're melee versus a possible...
Yep, and here comes the skeleton pushing machine straight towards mid, and he does get dusted up trying to TP away inside the tree line. Jubei gonna be a bit too late for this one, but that also means that it's gonna be a Sand King completely gone. They found the Pango. Be a bit of poke. They can't really commit to him until he uses the Swashbuckle, as he does. So if he overextends, Mystery Machine might do something to him. But now there's Gremlo also in mid, so they are definitely showing up to defend this mid tower.
Pretty desperate though to put your offlaner here at 4 minutes. Now, I guess there was nothing to get for him on the bot lane at this very moment, but yeah, at the same time, Monkey is also abandoning this lane. Are they switching this up? Are they promoting the call to core? I think they are.
I think in this case, I guess yeah, like in this case, I guess what you want to really do is since the lane is constantly pushing in, the Sand King can't farm in there. Coddle is that deep pusher that you can basically put in there. So he can build up farm while keeping them away from that mid tower. That mid tower, it's not even 6 minutes, it's down to 945 HP. It's down to halfway. So you gotta come up with some kind of backup plan to kind of salvage the situation. Kind of like, was it? I'm not sure which European team talked about it. This was probably way like back in time, where you would put a low-level support into mid to get XP when one of your fours is already fine with the situation. Gremlo's being chased here. And the Sonic Wave's not going to connect either, so that's a very optimistic attempt at the tips. I'm expecting some tips. Come on, give me some. We got one, Gremlo, still on the run away. And he's going to live out of this one, so it's just the Pango who's going to benefit.
Oh, man.
That just happened, right?
That just happened. I mean, listen, it's a 50-50 and he guessed wrong. What can he do?
Dire's middle tower.
What can he do? Meanwhile, Mali Burgos Razbiac, he's back with the pushing in mid. Holy damn, look at they're forcing TPs and they have to do something about this. This is just absolutely nuts. He's dealt another 700 damage to the tower. It's in deny range. High Shaggy wants to make sure he gets this one. Monkey walks into deny range and they're going to get the deny out of it. So no money going for Mystery Machine, but no tower to teleport to anymore.
Nope, and more space for the enemy mid laner to be off map while the mid wave is pushing in.
Gremlo still at level 5 on the Coddle. Just needs one more camp to hit level 6 and get that Spirit form if necessary. Thistleback has also shifted into the jungle to continue farming over there. He's got some juicy stacks to go off with. While Tib is also taking complete dominance over the lane, knowing that Bristol's not going to be there anymore. Puck is probably not going to be showing up, not too often at least. He's taking the most out of this.
Yeah, the Bristle can definitely keep on being an annoyance to this NS.
Top lane. Hiding under the tower almost here. Doublekin wants this kill on the Pango. Tidebringer doesn't break the Nightmare. He gets the damage in and gets to walk in a bit closer. Enchant used on Monkey, slowing him down, but he's going to have to TP out. Do they catch the Kunkka? No, they don't. Bit too slow on that one, but Mali Burgos is going to get chased up with the Solar Bind from Gremlo and forces him closer, but it's not enough for a kill. He tried to move the Blinding Light onto him to get the jungle camps, jungle units also to hit him, but he lives.
If barely, and these are still opportunities for Arkosh to... The Mystery Machine is clearly playing fast and loose with the rules right now, right? That's especially just Double King hanging around there. It's just like, yeah, what are they gonna do to me? I want to try to get this kill. This is hubris. But they're not punished just yet. Like, both these cores, both Monkey and Crow, are so far behind that it's gonna be a while before they're in a position to start punishing these overextensions.
What I do like from the Mystery Machine is they are contesting the triangle. Jubei alone, level 4, just sitting and chilling in here. Shaggy shows up, throws in the Sonic Wave. They're gonna get the Pango. There's also the Raindrop soaking up Jubei, and he's gonna deny himself to the camp. He knew he was dead, so they're gonna get a kill and get away with it. Shaggy with his DD rune, does he go in? Knows that Monkey is ready for the Burrow Strike. That's a level 1 Burrow. Doesn't get the last hit on the Nether Ward, and also Quap has to walk out. Not completely empty-handed. It's still a kill on the Pango.
A lot of attention grabbed. That was once again 4 Dire heroes mid. Really the only one who's farming right now is Pale Horse, compared to at least 2 cores. Oh, on the enemy side, and High Shaggy is also doing decently for himself. This is looking painful. We haven't seen a Dark Ascension yet. Normally we see teams with a Night Stalker rotate towards him, especially in this first nighttime. Yeah. It's like, alright, fine, we've got the full Hunter in the night, let's go.
The full combo on the Pango. Is it going to be enough? X Mark, yep. They're coming right back to us, but he does have himself the Shield Crash. Saves his life, actually, because he tanks the Tidebringer, and he's left with 7 HP after that, so without the damage reduction buff, he would have surely died.
Pango,
also
man.
very low HP, finds Jubei.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Still that level 1 Burrow Strike, but the Sandstorm does some damage, and now we finally get the Dark Ascension, and hello, says Tibbs. The Frenchman arrives to take Monkey. Looking for more, or so, for a second Oracle. Hello, good morning. Somebody waking you from your slumber. These Gremlo's able to keep him away on the Salve used. He's gonna live. It was a bit of a rude awakening for the Forsaken Oracle.
Stacks have been scouted now. I think, honestly, Mystery Machine expected these to be there. But they are not exactly in position to contest any of this. You could probably go there with the Kunkka and take some of it.
At least Mali Burgos wants to go in. He threw in his Hellbear Smasher. Crow will be using the Rolling Thunder and pushes the Enchantress onto the high ground. So that's a very good play for him. And Pango's gonna he walks right past him and he's gonna be stuck in there. So look at that. He knew exactly where to go. I think we've seen these plays before as well, where you just go on the edge. You know you're gonna get bumped forward. So hey, give me a little bit of a lift. Thank you.
Excellently done there, and that is also the first Pango ult. This is again this man's team fight in a can. You can do so much with a Pangolier, but at this point the Mystery Machine are not gonna group up, so you gotta pick a target. And you don't even get that one.
Yep. We see Monkey has now shifted to the top lane, and he's gonna get feed script right away. Jubei jumping in with the Tumbler's Toy.
structures are
Almost going to the
fortified.
tower. Okay.
Jinkies.
Bit of a cheeky late nightmare there. Now they spotted the Enchantress. They could kill him. See if they can. Oracle coming in from the side. He's ready for the blast. Not going to connect, but Gremlo does get the Illuminate out and followed up with the Life Drain. Finally get this pesky Enchantress for the first time during this game. So that's 1 out of 10 deaths. Harvested.
And in the meantime, Arkosh actually did get to take the bottom tower because Mystery Machine completely abandoned it. And give up their top tower push as well, because that meant that Pale Horse was just ready to come in here. And this man, they can't fight him right now. You need to bring everybody.
A lot on his shoulders. Like,
oh yeah,
they
that's
need
true.
To get this Bristle back to be their carrying force, basically. He's off to a very good start farm-wise. A lot of last hits picked up so far. And making some good progress towards the Aghanims as well. Like, that's definitely going to be a game changer once he's got his boots upgraded, has Vanguard, and has the Aghanims picked up on the Bristle back for that AoE. So that's going to be a big pool for them. The only thing which I'm a bit worried about, they do get movement slow, but they don't have any other hero to utilize the minus armor for right-click damage. Just going to use Dark Ascension to hunt down a Hango in the trees.
No, there's absolutely no synergy with that. Instead, the synergies that are going to have to deal the damage are still very much the Gottel ones. And that's going to be trouble once the BKBs arrive.
Orchid Recipe on the Courier. Well, they're going to be finding Monkey, but he TP's out. Remlo, let's see what he can do with this. Oracle has been stacking. Huge stacks have been spotted once again. Tip gets the information on both of these. Let's see if they can do something about it. They're calling out for the Kunkka to show up as well. Shaggy is going to be taking these fresh hardcap stacks at least.
Oracle
get this
works
tower
hard
out
on
of the
those.
way as well. Bro wants to go in. He's going to go. The TP is coming out as well. The fight breaking loose on top of the Oracle inside the triangle. They're trying to hunt the Kunkka down. There's a big value target if they can kill him. There's the Orchid. Souls coming out with the slot flying in. And that's going to be a double king taken down by Arkosh as they do trade their hardcap stacks and the life of the Progna for this. Monkey, if only he had a Blink Dagger, he'll be able to catch at least one more of those heroes. Maybe force out a bigger fight, but it ends up being a 1-for-1.
Good. Unfortunately for Arkosh, they don't really have anything that they can leverage off of this. It's going to be very hard to muster a fight on the mid tower here. The Kunkka is basically going to be back by the time you get there. But, you know what, Pale Horse gets to take this Ancient stack without any pesky Kunkkas bothering him, so probably a win for him in the end.
15 minutes in and just 1,000 gold ahead. The Mystery Machine, the open qualifier team that has made quite of an entrance into the DPC season. eBay bringing in some of that much-needed experience.
Arkosh are going fast though. This is the smoke before the Aghanim Scepter is on the hero. Actually, they're not really smoking into anybody right now. The entirety of the Mystery Machine is
Well,
spread
they're going to
out.
find Bane because Bane is willing to give his life away. eBay is going to get harvested.
Worthwhile. Catapult died.
He'll into a tower for sure. Double King. Just to get something done here. Throws into Torrent. He's going to get stunned up first. X marks himself back. And Shaggy's low on HP. Silence of Gremlo. Has a chance here with the life drain coming out as well with the Illuminate. It's going to be enough. They're going to take High Shaggy down, and that was very optimistic of him.
Yeah, if you're so good,
Settings.
then how come
We're going to need to adjust some settings as we do. But still, that was a really good play for Arkosh because High Shaggy just pulled off a grave mistake.
Absolutely. I mean, Arkosh wasn't even committed anymore. Look at where the Bristleback is. He nopes out. He's on bot lane farming. It's like, okay, that was my Axe reveal. They're going to def the mid tower now. Let's bail.
Gotta hit them creeps. Let's take a second look at that. So Shaggy TP'd in, suspecting that I'm gonna find a kill, but then again, the Orchid from this Coddle just surprises him completely off guard. Like, we've seen this Orchid already being used, so it's not even the first time he's using it. So still surprised, like, how can this actually happen that he's underestimating them? And hey, we're looking at some of the banner. Thank you there, Observer. As Tib
Dire's top tower
doesn't feel
is
like
under
going in
attack.
anymore, but the Dark Ascension is still available after the pause ends.
Not the craziest of moves from High Shaggy if the rest of his supports are like, you know, 500 units more forward, but instead he blinks into 4 heroes on his own, and Tib and Double King just sort of shrug and like, well, this is your problem now, son.
Warpine, a random, what's this called? Pine Cone, just kind of walks in and scaring Arkosh. What is this? Where's he going?
Domination. Hey! Pale Horse is back. He has meandered his way back.
Has returned. Yeah.
And this
Back
is
into
more like
action and helping them to take that tower down. Tib's trying to cut the creep wave. Sadly, there's no backdoor protection on tier 1 towers, and they still have one brave Jimmy in the front.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Able
attack.
to take the tower down, but Mali Burgos gotta watch out for the bristleback. There's Monkey with the stun. They're gonna throw in everything they got just to make sure that that Bambi's dead.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
excellently done
Roche.
from Arkosh here. Yeah. Like they fully understand alright. We waited for this bristleback. He's got it now. They called him back. Like that TP away was very suspicious. So I'm happy that he's right back in the thick of the action where he belongs, and are going to take full advantage of this now. And,
Yeah. Now that you have this really big bristleback, this Caudal just amplifies the bristleback by so much. Kind of like 125% increased the hero's capability thanks to the Chakra Magic. And the Orchid now, they're going to be using it onto the Night Stalker, saving him for a second with the Nightmare. The boat's going to be flying into the Roach pit, stunning the Bristol back. The Roach is down 70 HP, and Tail Horse will be able to take this one. There's the stun. The Rolling Thunder is going to be connecting onto two with the Spice flying in, and then we've got the Dark Ascension filing onto the back line. They're going to be silencing up the Oracle, and Pug is going to be losing his life. And is he? Tip still slowly ticking down. His own life is almost falling here as Pale Horse and Monkey still chasing him. A Monkey TPs or blinks onto the high ground. Make sure that there's no escape for him, and Crow still chasing Juve here. High Shaggy gonna be coming out as well, and he will throw the one-man Sonic Wave to get that Pango out of the way. Unka lives thanks to the Rum buff, but for Arkosh, it's a victory.
absolutely. Big team fight win for them. Excellent utilization of the Pango there as well. Got his blink finally, and now they have an Aegis up on the bristleback.
Very good carry for the Aegis at this time.
High Shaggy wasn't there again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Like,
And he
it
showed up for a solo Sonic Wave too, so you're kind of thinking like, what's up? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a little bit of a miscommunication here, because I could see the Mystery Machine going, hey, we don't fight until there's BKBs for us, which is
Arkosh.
completely correct.
Arkosh knows about the Mystery Machine's heroes here. They could set up an anti-trap. Arkosh think that, or sorry, TMM think that they're setting up a trap, but instead they're the ones being hunted. Thanks to the vision on top of the cliff, gonna provide them a kill onto Jubei.
It is when you want to bamboozle and instead you get bamboozled.
Boozled indeed.
The Mystery Machine really giving me the impression right now that they thought they had it in the bag, and they sort of played with one hand behind their back, and now they're like, do we put this back on our keyboards?
We take this game back out of the
Dire's
bag.
courier has been killed.
Are they gonna make us put effort in?
Now, what is effort even? What is even? Night Stalker not having too much fun here. Ends up being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and this is not even a Night Stalker who's having a hard game. That's his second death, and now Enchantress has been found as well. Mali Burgos trying to keep Pale Horse away from him. He's got the Invis rune, so thanks to that, Bristle's got no detection.
Casually drives by the secret shop to pick up the sun.
Dire's top tower
Well,
is under attack.
Bob's got BKB, so I suppose we should see more of High Shaggy in the next fight. I mean, gotta kind of have to at some point. Maybe they're waiting for the Aegis to run out. Kunka's almost dying here, and Pale Horse knows exactly where he's going to be with a Nightmare save from Jubei. On point, Kunka is still dropping BKB used, and he's hunting him. He's diving him on the high ground because Pale Horse doesn't give a damn right now. He's just going to slap this Bombi to death, but he's going to get descript, and that just might be his Aegis going down. But where's the damage?
No.
They don't have it. And here comes Shaggy. with Tib, maybe they can get something done. 2 heroes down. X-Mark used onto the Pale Horse. Bristleback forged back onto the high ground. Crow will be taken by High Shaggy, and the Mystery Machine have taken 4. They will take the first life off of the Bristleback. Can they do it again? They're going to call it that face pause. So, there's that. So, okay. Very, very interesting scenario and situation again. But still, you could see Arkosh, like, the way that they go on the high ground is thanks to Bristleback saying, these guys can't kill me. Like, what is this guy going to do with his Fiend script? And that's the problem. Bristleback's probably not going to die, but the rest of his team is, if they're going to go that deep. And Tib has an opening. He just comes in from the back and surprises the supports. They're buying back on Monkey.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Radiant's middle tower.
let's start down over onto the Mystery Machine, and Pale Horse is still very large and in charge. It's risky, but at the very least it forces the Mystery Machine to properly back off here.
Out of several defeats, they've now got like 4,000 gold out of that.
Yeah, that cold swing is kind of...
Let's just say it
the Mystery
shouldn't
Machine
have
has not been
happened.
ahead. No. It should not. But Bristleback is one of those heroes on which it's actually very hard to know how much nitro you need to put on exactly. Because
Alright, so quick replay on that last fight. So the desperation, but also the realization that this Bristleback is pretty much immortal at this point. Tries to kill the Kunkka, forces his BKB out. That's already a very good resource spent out. He's Fiend's Fit. See Monkey going in, but as he goes in, Tib's like, hey,
now they're committed.
my time has come. And he basically shows up from the back to find some free kills for himself, and he's punishing that backline so heavy, they end up losing 4 heroes because of it. And then Bristleback, 5 minutes after that fight, he's now running out of the high ground, back to the low ground, and all of his friends are dead.
This was going to happen at some point. This Night Stalker was going to go for the back line, and the Bristle was going to have to, well, either be there or lose his support. And Bristle really did that to his team there by going up so far. Both of the cores follow up because they can. Both of the supports sent outside of the base going, cool beans.
Yeah, sure thing.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Thanks, bruh.
Radiant's
Your 2
top
tower
tower
trade
is under
looking
attack.
like it. Launch, they could use the power of the Magic double Nether Blast, but Pale Horse is going in, and Monkey already uses Epicenter, catching the Quap and the Enchantress. Quap's going to have to use her BKB. And one more spike from Pale Horse. Oh, it's not quite enough. It's not quite enough. Thought that would have been enough to kill the Quap, but we'll live out of this one. And Crow gets TP'd back to the top lane by Gremlin.
Shaggy's targeting there, very telling. He wants the tower. He has no interest in fighting this Bristleback. He is there to take the tower. And he did a pretty hefty chunk of damage to it too. So, Mystery Machine absolutely not in the mood to fight this Bristleback. They're just going to be shoving waves as much as they can for the next 20 minutes if they have to. Doubt it's going to take that long. They are already working on the Silver Edge for Double King, and once they have it, that is when
Look at
the
Arkosh.
turnaround's
They're
going to
putting
come.
everything towards the top lane. They can force this tier 2 tower now. As the lanes and bottom are pushed in. Mids is getting closer to their tier 2, so they gotta, I don't know, put metal to the pedal, I guess.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know if this is a saying in other languages, but in Dutch there's a saying I can't translate it, never mind.
All right,
Anyway,
I guess it's
you can
something
see
like
the
we
you can
say
see
in
the wave cutting here.
something like we say in Finnish. Meet you behind the sauna.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
I
a
can
bit
tell you that's
politer
not a
than that.
compliment, thingy. I can tell you.
What lane?
Well, at least they found the Enchantress and the tower. Monkey is deeping back towards mid.
Dire's middle
think he
tower
should.
is under attack.
I think they need to take base buildings right now. Radiant base buildings.
They're afraid about this split push. Like, they need to get this mid wave pushed in. If Monkey shows himself, he dies, which he doesn't. Gonna transition straight into the jungle. They're cutting these mid waves constantly. But so is Arkosh. They're doing the same thing. The silence onto the Kunkka, though. He's
So
instantly going
split.
in this. Won't be able to find him this time.
Like, they were on the bot racks just now. And
Yeah,
now
they
they're
could
not
have-
pushing it again.
Yeah, they could have kept on pushing towards the high ground in the top lane, yeah.
Exactly, like when you are one ring of towers still ahead of the enemy, You can sack those towers in order to get base without putting your base
Oh,
in
Tip's gonna
danger
go
yet.
in. He's got himself the Dark Ascension onto the call, but the silence comes out. There's the stun from Monkey, not really connecting onto anything as the BKB of the club has been used for Sacred Oracle. Well, he's going to try and suck the life out of the Centaur to at least give himself something in return, but the Phoenix Script's going to be used onto the Sand King as well, and Arkosh is taking some heavy losses. Pale Horse is just getting kited at this point, being forced into this fight, but not able to get actually any hits in. Now finally getting a finally target for himself, Jubei, but he's already falling, and he's already down, and Crow, he's not going to make himself out of it, because it's going to be a team wipe as the Mystery Machine takes everybody with them, and Arkosh, they're in shambles. You're not going to get into a good situation as Arkosh after that. That's a heavy, heavy loss for them to take.
Bottom tower is under attack.
No, and this is at the prime of their Bristleback's power, but he really can't keep up with his supports getting ran at. We saw it in the previous fight that they lost. We see it here now again. Every time they're not in formation, they're moving around, and the Mystery Machine gets a jump on them, which again, we've established how much information they have, right? With the creeps, with the Night Stalker. Anytime they get found, the Mystery Machine knows exactly who to remove for the equation before they get to the Bristleback.
Dire's middle
And these
tower
BKBs
is
are
under
up now.
attack.
Sports are so helpless.
A great play on that last fight. Tip and High Shaggy basically two-manning this 2 versus 4 scenario until the rest of the backup finally arrives from the rest of the team. There's just no damage whatsoever because Pale Horse is kited around. He's being X-marked here and there while the rest of his squad is basically just dying. They're doing the right thing. That's exactly what you want to do. Kill everybody else except for the Bristleback. You sack maybe one hero who takes the attention of the Bristle, knowing he's going to die anyway, but it takes the Bristle away from the immediate threat area. Kill everybody else, you leave Bristle for last, and he's got nothing to say after that. But Arkosh, they can secure this Aegis for themselves. That could be something. Got the vision of the melee creep enchanted into the Roach Pit. Arkosh are scared.
Yeah.
They don't want to commit to this anymore.
The next fight could just be their last fight.
Now they do. Now they're going back in. Well, that time they're going to spend hitting Roshan because they're afraid of the Mystery Machine right now. They're fighting on the high ground while they're finding a Pangolier kill on the tier 3 towers. They're going to find Crow.
Tower is under attack.
That gives them the info to take this Roach kill for themselves. Their tier 3 tower is taking hits. So they get the Roach for themselves. They've got the Aegis. And they've got themselves the Shard. And now they're going back to the base defense as the tier 3 has been glyphed. Let down to 250 HP.
But now you're in that awkward situation where your buffer is gone. The next time that you go for the Radiant base, there is going to be most likely Rax threat on your own base.
Oh, Pale Horse just got the Abyssal off the Courier when the TP finished off of the Enchantress, so he missed that
Oh, the
fight.
backlines.
Just a little bit, and here comes Tib. He's doing the thing that he's been enjoying the most, just hitting from the back.
Such a good NS game.
Pale Horse surrounded by enemies.
They don't want him though. Look at him just all splitting away from where they know he is.
And they find a Pang. Oh, do they catch him? Blinks away, Jubei. Gonna be a bit too far away, but Tip's trying to provide the vision. Is he casting range? The slow from the void and into the Bean script. That's gonna be the Pango dying. Meanwhile in the mid lane, there's also gonna be a big fight as the Quap's been found. High Shaggy able to blink out though. Still got his BKB available too, and it's gonna be a 5 versus 3 fight. Even with that agent, it still feels like they have a huge handicap on the Bristleback, despite him even moving 9 once. And Tip goes in with the BKB, hunts down Monkey, hunting down the Forsaken Oracle, and Double King comes in with that huge Tidebringer and takes himself another, and the X-Mark into the Torrent, and that is going to be the end of the Aegis. And an end for an age here as Arkosh is going to suffer a full-on team wipe after Bristleback falls, and Gremlo, maybe even at death number 6, he's been spotted. They're both coming in with the X-Mark, and that Guddle is going to be number 6.
Dire's
Take
middle
everything
tower
if you
has
want, but
fallen.
leave nothing behind, and the Mystery Machine's gonna go high ground.
Dire's
And they make Arkosh look like nothing more but a speed bump. Yeah.
Not much
Silver
left.
edged up now.
barracks are under attack.
That's basically game right there. Like, not much that Arkosh can really do about this Mystery Machine lineup. Their own draft is
Dire's middle
basically fighting against them at this point. There's too many cores to worry about, and so few heroes to fight back.
Yeah, they've definitely run out of steam. But I did enjoy how clearly they knew their timing and how hard they went for it. Like that was quite a good tempo change, and it's not always the easiest to pull off. So in that regard, at the very least, they gave for a while as good as they've received, but now they're definitely going to be on the receiving end again. It's here.
Yeah, and understanding who goes on who, basically. You've got Tib hitting the backline heroes, you've got Shaggy drawing the attention. Shaggy was almost killed in mid when they were hunting down the Pango in the top lane after they just finished off killing the Keeper of the Light. And then what they do is basically, well, Shaggy just blinked out with 500 HP, still got BKB, and you killed the 2 guys. You wanna maybe join the party and then go 5 versus 3 and just basically destroy the rest of Arkosh. And they're going for the Hail Mary smoke. They're gonna run into Jubei. Do they get the double King Kunkka though? And the silence, and there's the Abyssal Blade to cancel the TP. Even the Yules to throw him into the air. They will find Jubei.
It's something.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Gonna need a lot of somethings to make it into a real something.
How many somethings is anything?
You're going with, was that a rhetoric question?
Yes.
It was. Monkey finds High Shaggy. Feels like High Shaggy found the Sand King instead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 1 versus 4. I'll just TP. I'll just
Oh,
not TP.
no.
I'll just stay instead. I'm just gonna fight you guys. But was that the right call? Well, it is gonna come into here as well. They've got the Will-o'-the-Wisp on the air. There's gonna be a couple bashes coming out from the Bristle. Back Night Stalker really wants this kill on Gremlo. His BKB runs out. 22-second cooldown on the Abyssal Blade, and they're trying to get closer towards Tib. He's still flying in the air. Pale Horse is going to have to TP all the way back home because there's a Dark Troll Summoner and his Skeleton's pushing into the high ground. So while they drop this chase, Tib goes back in, and he wants this Pugna kill so bad he wants to kill somebody. And Crow is going to get the blink on top of the Night Stalker, and with the bolts not connecting in time, he doesn't get the run buff to survive a little bit longer. So his life is now done and doomed. They killed the Quap, they killed the Night Stalker. It's a start for another something.
I think the Quap and the Night Stalker killed themselves.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Let's not kid ourselves here. But hey, T-Panda, do you think it's a little bit personal? Maybe.
I mean, it's hard when you look at it like that. You're kind of thinking, what's going on? Is it just for content? But at least Arkosh, they've basically been given a trump card. Let's see how they use it. Because they could force a buyback off the Quap. Maybe something else on top. At least this Orchid has been beautiful from Gremlo.
It's not so much work for them.
The Horse stunning on the high ground, trying to kill Bane. Almost going to get another bash, comes in nicely, connects onto that one, and Enchantress is still going.
Full health.
Yeah, a lot of healing counted in for Bombi at the end game score, basically. And look at how much healing the Enchantress has done after that, because that's basically a second life given again. But with 3 heroes dead, Arkosh is actually going to push high ground, and they're going to force out the glyph. 40 seconds, no Enchantress. 30 seconds, no Fiend Script. Bane has no way of getting buyback. And I just realized that Bristleback has actually sold his Vanguard some time ago, and he's got a Soul Ring. So, okay. Might as well. Gets jumped on here with the boat connecting. BKB by Tib. They're trying to heal the Bristle. He's staying alive for long, but not long enough. Now with the Force Porkiners, they're going to take down the Pugna, and also keeping the Quap out of play with the stun. The Epicenter. It doesn't really do anything. Crow's going to fall as well. 3 heroes now dead for Arkosh. And now we're going to go to the other side of the map.
Yeah, the seesaw flips right on back. Everybody
I'll take your tribute.
shoving towards the top right corner now.
It's not even a real net worth swing when you're talking about going back and forth, but I think this one's going to cause a bit more damage, especially as they hunt down the Sand King in front of his own tower. Tib finds him. French offlaner for the Mystery Machine. Definitely got himself the last pick of a draft that you can possibly dream of. Which could use onto the Bristleback, and that's a BKB Bane. What you gonna do? holding the bristle on the spot. He's got his abyssal blade ready. Shaggy. Nightmare to get himself out of there. Remlo on the chase. 2 seconds for Orchid. He might just get it out in time before the BKB's up. Oh, he just gets the blink out as the Orchid came off cooldown. I mean, it's just like a less than half a second of a slower blink from the Quap. Now Quap is just pumping up with that X mark, filling the bottle, going full. Turning back in good shape.
Yep. Excellent build for the sustain here in these fights as well. She is so tanky. Like, Shiva's Satanic versus the E-Blade versus the right clicks. We've seen it used to great effect several times already.
Another 5-man smoke from Arkosh. Is this the last one, or are they going to score another fight victory for themselves and keep this game going? Hi, Shaggy. He's got his BKB ready. Smoke already popped by the Pale Horse. They've got the vision. They see them in the mid lane. Already moved out, though. Now there's nobody to be found.
I'll take that.
Yeah, and this smoke is certainly for the content. Amy. You gotta have fun with this game, right?
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe
Dire's
High
top
Shaggy
tower is
suicides
under
again.
attack.
I mean, who knows? If Shaggy basically wants to give his life away, then let's get something for Arkosh. But how much can Arkosh do with that? Shaggy literally blinks on top of the bristleback, showing no fear. Again, hit by a furball. Hairball.
See, that's always my question. Like, who has Bristleback been licking?
I don't want to know. I think some things are just better left in the abyss. There's another fight breaking loose, but Bane's BKB holding the Pango in place. Zero Bash is coming out of that Basher when he goes for the Swashbuckle, and Bane just gets some damage done. Tip, they're going to be chasing down Gremlo as a Sonic Wave from High Shaggy is going to be taking him away. Pugna rolling around in circles, getting some damage dealt onto High Shaggy as Tip to get some damage done. Pale Horse is able to get Juve out. Tonka dropping fairly low on HP. Pro almost getting the kill out, but not going to be enough. They have lost the Bristleback. He's gone for 110 seconds. Monkey hiding in the trees. Tip's going to be there. Can he find him? No detection, so they don't find where he is. And he's going to be able to teleport all the way back home. But it's going to be 3 versus 4. Bane's also going to be up in 30.
I only just missed him on the dust there.
Is under
But
attack. Dire's
I don't
top
think it's gonna
tower
do him
is
much
falling.
good in the end.
Mali Burgos, where are you going?
Shopping, man!
What does he want to buy? Dust?
Dust.
He used the dust, nice, and he Hurricane Pikes himself as well, almost inside the fountain with that, but he lives! He lives because what the hell are you going to do to this Enchantress? Mali Burgos Razbiaj from Serbia, ladies and gentlemen, this guy. Oh, there's not much that you can really do against the Enchantress. Who do you got to hit him? Just a Bristle. Bristle's dead. And for second Oracle's down as well. GG's called. Arkosh taps out. They start to set their sights towards game number 2. It was an entertaining game. You know, you can actually say that NA Dota in this one was present.
Oh, definitely. This game had